Happy 2022. I cannot believe I'm saying that. It's insane. As you can tell from the title of this video, I have a really big life update for you guys. And to get to the life update, I actually need to go back to 2021. December of 2021 was incredible for Marcelo and I. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you would have seen that we had a really busy, amazing month. We actually went to Hawaii for Marcelo's mom's wedding, and it was beautiful and a once-in-a-lifetime trip. But that's how we started off December. And then right when we got back, we graduated from college. Marcelo and I both graduated with our bachelor's degrees, and that's been something we've been working towards. That's been something that we've been working towards our entire marriage. So Marcelo and I have been in school full-time and worked full-time our entire marriage. And this is the first time since we started dating that we won't be in school. That's something to celebrate. And then that same day, something crazy happened, but I'm gonna keep going through December. So we also had our winter trips for our students. So we went on our middle school winter trip, we went to Universal and Islands Adventure, and then we went on our high school trip and we went to West Virginia to go ski. So December was slam-packed, but incredible. It's been almost exactly a month since we graduated, and in that month, Marcelo and I have been going through this process that's really exciting, really stressful, but it's finally coming to an end and everything is finalized, which means I can finally share it. And that is, I literally just got to the climax of what the whole point of this video. And that is that Marcelo and I bought our first house. I can't believe I even just said that out loud. I am beyond excited. It is a huge blessing. It's completely God. Like, every step of this process has been so God-filled, and this house is our first home that we've bought together. We're in the process of packing up. We're moving from this place that we've lived now for, I think, 2.5 years. We've loved this place. We've really made it our home. And as it's coming to an end, I am feeling a little like, oh my gosh, we're not gonna live here anymore. We're gonna live in our, one second. Marcelo actually just got home with trash bags as we continue to pack, but I'll tell you guys the process and the story and everything like that. We're gonna be filming. This is the moving vlog, and I can't wait to show you guys an empty house tour, show you what we end up doing with the house. It's insane. It's so crazy that it's actually happening. I'm so excited. It feels unreal. And we close in exactly a week. So we have a week to finish packing up and a week to get everything settled, and then we're in our new house. This is what our house looks like right now. Okay, so I'm packing up our spare bedroom, which is actually just my closet / room I get ready in. But I just packed up all of my shoes in a big box. I just packed a box full of my shoes and purses. I left out these ones because we obviously still have to live here for a week. My goal is to just like put trash bags over them and take them on this rack. I don't know if that's naive or not. And then I also have like baskets here, and I kind of just want to like saran wrap them. But I want to tell you guys how all of this came about, because it was definitely out of the blue, but at the same time not, and it happened really quickly. Like I said, it was just totally God. I think I'm gonna sit down. Let me get a chair. It's also things like this stool that I just don't know what to do with sometimes, because Marcelo and I got married 5 years ago, and we've lived in 3 different places since then, and we've always rented. And when you rent, sometimes when you move into a place, you buy furniture for that place. And we try not to buy stuff that like we couldn't use in other places, but this stool was too short when we moved in here for the table that we had. So we have 2 other stools. So these 2 other stools, and in this new house, I don't even know if we're gonna need stools. So I probably just need to list stuff on like Facebook Marketplace. But how did we buy a house? So like I said, we've been married 5 years, we've rented, and I've always prayed for a house. So I've always wanted to buy a house, but never wanted to rush it. And I wanted to make sure that it was a blessing and not a burden we've prayed, and I just really always wanted to have a house that I could like host people. And I definitely wanted to have a house where I could, you know, use it and have small groups there and have our students over and different things like that. And we've looked at houses before, and it's just never really been the time. And in December, right after we got back from Hawaii, Marcelo and I were talking. We've always wanted to be on the same page, and all of a sudden we just both were. We were both thinking like, let's just buy a house. And so we started looking, kind of not thinking that we'd find something right away. And the housing market's definitely interesting right now. So we went and we looked at places, and it was honestly discouraging. Kind of got home and just prayed and was like, God, if this isn't your will right now, we're not going to buy a house. And there's nothing at this moment that really feels like peaceful when we walk in there and like, this is supposed to be our house. We'd walked into one place and thought, this is nice, like we could make this work, but it didn't feel like a long-term home. That was the best place that we'd seen. And when we called our realtor, he was like, oh, it's already pending. Really feeling discouraged, but I was praying about it, knowing that I wanted this to be God. I didn't want to just buy a house to buy a house. I wanted it to be, you know, because it was the right house, because it was the house that God had for us. And so we were praying about it. And then I kind of made a joke to Marcelo that night and just said, you know, I just need a house with arch ceilings so that I can have a really tall Christmas tree. And I was saying that as a joke. Like, of course I do want arch ceilings so I can have a tall Christmas tree. But we prayed about it. We told God, this is in your hands. If we find a house, we find a house. And if we don't, we're okay right now. This place has been perfect for us for 2.5 years. We're okay continuing to be here. And that night I saw a couple other places that I was like, these would be interesting. Let's go see these tomorrow. So the next day rolls around, and a couple of houses to our realtor. And the first house that we went to go see was the house I was most excited about. The photos didn't show a house that was like my perfect house, but I could see it had a lot of potential, and that if in a few years we wanted to do some renovations, it was definitely doable in that house. So our realtor sent us the code to go see the house. And the pictures on Zillow were actually outdated. The house had been completely redone, and it was beautiful. We walked in, and both Marcelo and I just looked at each other, felt so much peace. You literally walk into a beautiful fireplace with high arched ceilings, and I just kind of laughed like, there's no way. And we walked through the entire house, and I just knew, and in my heart I was like, this is our house. And Marcelo felt the same exact way. We stood there so flabbergasted, thinking like, did we just find a house in 2 days? And while we're still at the house, there's other people pulling up to come look at the house. And I just turned Marcelo and I'm like, I want this house. And he said, so do I. So I called our realtor and I said, we should put in an offer. We love this house. We want this house. Like I said, this is so God, every step of the process. So it turns out that the person we got pre-approved from to look at houses, the person who was going to be our lender, actually owned that house. So he couldn't be our lender anymore, but he already knew us. He talked to Marcelo and I. He'd already pre-approved us. He knew who we were. And so our realtor and the person who owned that house already had a relationship too. So within 24 hours, he'd accepted our offer. We were in contract for the house, and both of us had signed the contract. So we were under contract within 24 hours. And I kid you not, this is the same day that we graduated. So Marcelo and I got our bachelor's degree and bought a house in the same day. I just think it's so cool that God lined so much up for that to happen. There was so much peace involved in every single step of the way. He's opened the doors that need to be opened. We haven't had to force anything, and we just feel so incredibly blessed. We're so excited to move into this house and start, you know, the next chapter of our lives, where we've bought a home, and this is a place that we can not have furniture that like doesn't fit in it because this is our house. So it's really cool to see how God moves and the way that he opens doors, because we didn't really know if we were going to find a house, if this was actually a time to buy a house, and it just worked out so perfectly. I mean, obviously buying a house is stressful, but every step of the way has been so peace-filled still. Now we just need to get the moving done, which feels a little overwhelming. Marcelo went to go pick up dinner, and we're gonna have a little date night. It's Friday, and we still want to make sure that we're intentional with having date night. So we're actually gonna play a game that Marcelo got me for Christmas called Case Files, which is like a crime file that you get, and you have to go through it all and like try to figure out the mystery. Kind of like Clue, but like an actual case file. You can only play it once, because when you figure it out, you figured it out. But I'll take you guys along with that because I'm really excited. Okay, so this is it. This is the game. It looks like this. It comes in the bag. It has a case file. I'm not going to open it because I want to wait for Marcelo. But it's Unsolved Case File, Harmony Ashcroft, On May 8th, 1998, the small Indiana town of Riverdale was shocked by the brutal murder of one of its most beloved citizens on the night before her wedding. This was actually one of the things I asked for Christmas. It looks like this again. Has different things because I really like mysteries and solving things. I'm really excited to do this.
Dang.
I'm excited. Instructions. Unsolved Case Files is a game that lets you solve a fictional crime using the evidence and documentation from the cold case. Case number, blah, blah, blah. Objective 1, prove Bones is innocent. 1 of 3. When you prove Bones is innocent, visit the webpage to verify. After proving Bones could not be the killer, you may open bonus envelope A. Okay. I'm so excited. Miss McCoy, Chad Highsight.
That's the killer for sure.
Chad?
Yeah, that guy's a freak. That guy's a freaking weirdo.
What about this guy?
No, he's innocent. He just looks kind of sketchy. That guy's weird.
Stop it.
Looks like your dad.
So our first objective is to find out, like, to prove that this guy did not do it. We solved the murder. And now it's been nearly a week and closing is tomorrow. So the house is in complete shambles and we're just finishing up, getting everything packed up, getting everything set. I have already filmed an empty house tour for you to see, so I'm very excited. But the next video that you're actually gonna see is another very exciting announcement. We're just filled with announcements right now, and I'm actually looking at the thing that I'm going to announce to you guys. I know that's kind of cryptic, but you'll just have to wait and see. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon.